Hello everyone. Today we'll start our new chapter, that is refraction through a lens. In the previous chapter we have discussed about refraction through a glass block, then refraction through a glass prism. Now we'll study how the refraction takes place through a lens. And before that, what is a lens? What are the types of lenses? Then we'll study about how the refraction takes place through a lenses and what kind of images are formed by the different types of lenses. So all that we have to study in this chapter. So as you can see, lady putting in her eye lens. In the camera also lenses are used. Then when we use the specs, so in that also lenses are there depending on the defect in our eye. So it has a wide application in our day-to-day life. We use lenses. If you will see, if lenses are not there, then we are not able to see the objects clearly, the objects which are far away from us. Even sometimes people not able to see the closer thing which are close to them. So in that case also we use the lenses. Then very minute things which we cannot see by our naked eye, so in that case we use the lenses to see the objects. So lenses are used widely, and in this chapter we'll study in detail about lenses. So first thing is that about lens is how it gets its name as lens. So lens gets its name from a Latin word called lentil. So lentil, all of you know, lentil, lentil. Lentil means pulses, a type of pulse which is used in cooking. So there is no scientific connection between that, as you know, that is used for cooking, and here we are using the lens for seeing the object. So here the name only it is given because of the shape of the pulse. So if you will see a convex lens, so the shape of a convex lens is just like a almost similar to a pulse. So because of that, this is the name used, lens. Clear? Now what it is made up of? So it is made up of basically of glass or plastic. And the important thing is that in a lens is one of the surface of a lens must be curved. So it is important that in a lens one surface must be curved. The other one can be plain or curved, but the one surface needs to be curved. Clear? This is the important point for a lens. And how we define a lens in a proper way? So we can say that a lens is a transparent refracting medium bounded by either two spherical surfaces, or one surface is spherical and other surface plane, as I told you. Either two spherical surface or one surface is spherical and the other surface plane. So condition is that one surface must be curved. Now what are the two kinds of lenses? So we have two kinds of lenses. They are convex, also known as converging lens, and concave lens, also known as diverging lens. So why convex lens is known as converging lens? This type of question is asked in the board examination for 1 mark or 2 mark. Why convex lens is known as converging lens, or why concave lens is known as diverging lens? So it is known as converging lens because of the converging action it produces. So we'll study in the further topic how the convex lens produces the converging action and how the diverging action takes place through a concave lens. So because of their converging and diverging action, their name is given. Also, they are also known as convex or concave lens. Now the first is we have the convex lens, also known as converging lens. So we can identify a convex lens, a lens which is thick in its middle and thin at the periphery. So if you will see a convex lens, so it will be like this. So it will be thick in the middle and thin at the periphery. Okay, so this is how we identify, like if you have been given different kind of lenses, mix it up and you have to separate the convex and concave lens, the two types of lenses. So how you will separate? So just by touching it, if you find that a lens which is thick in its middle and thin at the periphery, then you can say that this is a convex lens. Also about the action it produces, so if you pass a light beam through a convex lens, so the light beam converges. So if you will see the light beam is converging, so that means it is a convex lens, and if it is diverging, then it will be a concave lens. So this is how, by checking it, means by touching it, how we can identify a convex lens or a concave lens, and by its action also how we can find out a lens is a converging lens or a diverging lens. So the first we have a convex lens. So we'll define convex lens as a lens which is thick in its middle and thin at the periphery, and a light beam, or we can define in other way as a light beam converges on passing through such a lens, so it is also called the converging lens. Clear? Now we'll see what are the types of convex lenses. So convex or converging lens, they are of three types. So the first is your biconvex or double convex or equiconvex lens, as you can see in this figure, this one. In this case both side is convex, so because of that it is known as bi or double or equiconvex. Clear? So simply when we write convex lens, so this is a convex lens, so simply it is a biconvex, double convex or equiconvex. So in the simple language we'll say it a convex lens. When we are writing the types, so because of that we have to differentiate, so in that case we'll write biconvex or double convex or equiconvex. This is the first type. Second, you have the plano convex lens. So in the plano convex, as the word indicate, the first plane will be plane and the second will be your curved one. Clear? So that means this is your plano convex lens. First surface plane and the second surface convex. So this is your second type of convex lens. Now the third type is your concavo convex lens. So in this concavo convex lens, if you will see, the first surface is concave. The first surface is concave and then the second surface will be your convex one. Clear? So from here you will see the first surface, this will be the first surface which is your concave, and the second one is this one which is your convex one. So this is how we'll say it as a concavo convex lens. Also this is known as meniscus. So when we study in the higher classes about the capillarity of a capillary tube, so there we use this shape as a meniscus. So this is what it is, concavo convex lens. Now these are the three types of lenses. Second type of lens we have concave or diverging lens. So concave lens is thick at its periphery and thin in the middle. So if you will see a lens which is thick at its periphery, that means in this side upper and lower part it is thick and in the middle part it is thin. So that type of lens is your concave or diverging lens. So if you will touch a lens and you will find that the middle part of it is thin and the periphery, the upper and the lower part which will be thick, so in that case you will say that this is a concave lens. This is about touching it. By touching it, how you can tell a convex lens or a concave lens. Second, if you'll pass a ray of light, then the ray of light will diverge in case of a concave lens. So by this action also you can say that this is a diverging lens. Also again, if you will see a concave lens, so it is bent inward, is it? So we can say that a lens which is bent inward in the middle is the concave lens. So in any way you can define a concave lens by its action, by its shape. So in any way you can define a concave lens. Also if it is given what is a diverging lens, then don't get confused, it is both are same thing, concave lens or diverging lens, and we'll discuss about the converging and the diverging actions. Now we have types of concave lens. So again they are also of three types. just like convex lens. So the first one is biconcave or double concave or equiconcave. Clear? Both side concave. As you can see the first figure. So in the first figure here, both side you will see the concave surface, so that means this is a biconcave, or we can say that double concave or equiconcave. This is the first type. Now the second type is your plano-concave. That means the first surface is plane and the second surface is concave. So in this case this is known as plano-concave lens. Clear? Now the third type we have convexo-concave. So in the convex lens we have the concavo-convex. The first surface was the concave one and the second surface was the convex one. Here you have the first surface, if you will see, the convex one, and the second surface is your concave one. Is it? So in this case we'll see that when the first surface is your convex and the second surface is your concave. So in that case that lens is your convexo-concave lens. Clear? So this is the third type of lens. Now if you will observe the third kind, this kind of lens, so if you will see, this lens is thin at the middle and it is thick at the periphery. Is it? So what kind of action it will produce? So a lens which is thin at its in the middle and thick at its periphery is a concave lens. Just now we have seen that a concave lens is thick at its periphery and thin in its middle. So it produces the diverging action. So because of that, convexo-concave lens also produces a diverging action, and a concavo-convex lens will do the simply opposite of that. Clear? So that is what we have, the three kinds of lenses in case of concave also and in case of a convex lens also. Now we'll see that how a convex lens converges a ray of light. As I told you that it is known as converging lens. So action of a lens as a set of prism. So if we see a lens, this type means convex lens, and you divide the convex lens into different smaller parts. So what you will observe that the middle part will act as a glass block and the upper and the lower part acts as a prism. As you can see, the upper part a simple prism and the lower part a inverted prism, and the middle part is just as a glass block. So in simple terms we can draw a lens in these three parts, the upper and the lower part as a action of prism and the middle part as a glass block. So this is how the refraction takes place in a prism. In the middle part we have studied this, that is why we have studied in the previous chapter about the refraction of lens through a glass block and prism. So we know that if a ray of light passes normally, means it is striking normally on a glass block, so it passes undeviated. And also we have studied how a ray of light refracts through a prism. So now we'll see how the converging action takes place in this kind of lens, and this is sometime in the question, if you will see, so it will be asked that explain by a ray diagram the prism and the glass block of the converging action of a convex lens by dividing into three parts. Clear? So when it is asked to divide into three part, so you will divide this figure, draw this figure, the middle one as the glass block and the upper and the lower one will be as a prism, and then you will show the converging action of the light. So in the board examination it is asked to show the converging action of a lens as a prism and a glass block by dividing into three equal parts. Clear? So as you can see in the figure, the same figure we have used, in which a lens, convex lens, is divided into three parts. The upper and the lower part will behave as a prism and the middle part will behave as a glass block. So the upper part and the lower part and the middle part also, three rays of light which is coming parallel A, B, C and striking on the three different part of this prism. The middle one is the glass block. A ray of light striking normally will pass undeviated. We know that it will pass undeviated. Now what about prism? So now in the case of a prism, we know that when a ray of light strike on the first surface, so it will bend towards the normal. It's striking on the second surface. Now it is coming from a glass to air, denser medium to a rarer medium. So from the normal it will bend away. So because of that it will bend towards the normal and it will meet at the focus. That means this point where all the rays of light after refraction meets. So that point is known as focus. Or similarly in this case, the ray of light when striking on this part of a prism, now this is a inverted prism. So in the inverted prism, see it like this. So when a ray of light strike on the first surface, it will bend towards the normal, then you will draw a normal, and in that case it will bend away from normal, so it will go in this direction. So this is the action. You have to just invert the prism to understand this figure, this action. Is it? So in the upper part and in the lower part, prism action taking place, and in the middle part, the glass block means the refraction through the glass block takes place, and because of that the ray of light converges and they all after refraction meet at a point, and this point F is known as the focus. Clear? Or the focal point. So this is how the converging action takes place through a convex lens, and this is the ray diagram through which you can show the converging action of a convex lens by dividing it into three parts. The upper and the lower part will behave as a prism and the middle part will behave as a glass block. Now we'll see the action as a set of prism about concave lens. So similarly, just like convex lens, if we divide concave lens into different smaller parts, so what we will observe that again the upper and the lower part will behave as a prism, and this time this base of the prism is just the straight one and the upper part is the inverted one. Is it? It will be the inverted prism, and the below part is your lower part is your straight prism, and the middle part will behave as a glass block. So the simple ray diagram means the simple diagram for this lens we draw for three parts. So in this we can show it, the upper and the lower part as a prism and the middle part as a glass block. So from the middle part the glass block action takes place, and from the prism action will takes place, and we know that about the prism action also and about the how refraction takes place through a glass block. So we'll see how the diverging action takes place through a concave lens. So again in this figure also, so in this figure, diverging action of a concave lens, how we'll see. So again the same figure will draw the lens which is divided into three parts. The upper and the lower part will behave as a prism and the middle part will behave as a glass block, and same three rays of light being taken striking on the upper part, lower part and middle part of the concave lens. In the middle part it is a glass block incident normally, so it will pass undeviated. On the upper part now you will see it is an inverted prism. So as I have explained earlier that here the ray of light first bend towards the normal, and when we draw normal on the second surface, so it will bend away from normal. So therefore it will diverge in this direction. And similarly in this case of the prism, now this is a simple straight prism. In this again the ray of light when strike first, after coming out of the prism it will bend away from normal and it will go in this direction, and this ray of light A will go in this direction. So that means they are diverging after the refraction through the prism. Is it? So in this case they will not actually meet at any point. If you will see, because they are diverging, so all three rays of light are not meeting at any point. Is it? But if we extend the rays of light in backward direction, this ray of light and this ray of light in backward direction, so they will appear to meet at this point. So in this case this F is known as your focal point for a concave lens, or focus for a concave lens. So in this case, since rays of light after refraction appear to meet at a point, they are appearing to meet at the point F, so that focus is your virtual focus. Is it? We have studied, no? When the rays of light appear to meet any point, so that point will have the virtual point. Is it? Whether it's the image form will be the virtual image. So here when we say that the rays of light by the diverging action taking place through a concave lens, they appear to meet at this point F. Okay, so in this case of a concave lens, we have a virtual focus. In case of a convex lens, the rays of light was actually meeting at any point. They are meeting at the point F at this point. If this is a concave lens, so in this case, the rays of light will actually meet at this point. So that point is the real point. That means that focus is your real focus, real focal point. But in case of a concave lens, we always get a virtual focus. That means the rays of light after diverging from the lens, they appear to meet at any point, and that the point at which they will meet, that point is known as focus or focal point. That we have to study some terms related, all the terms related with the lens. So in the next lecture we'll discuss about all the terms related with the lens. So I hope this is just the introduction, and this point is important because this is mostly asked in from this part. The questions will be asked about the diverging and the converging of a action of a convex and concave lens, and also about showing the by the ray diagram the diverging and the converging action of the lenses by dividing the lenses into three parts. See, it will be mentioned in the question that you have to divide the prism into how many parts, and mostly it will be the three parts. So this will be the ray diagram when you will be given to divide into the parts. So you will, this is how you will represent by showing that upper and the bottom part as a prism and the middle part as a glass block. Clear? So thank you.